Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about weeks 5 and 6 of pregnancy. I am going to be talking extensively about pregnancy, nausea, when it exactly started for me, what I am doing to combat it. I've been doing a ton of, well, not a ton, but I've been figuring out what works for me to help me through this difficult time. I'm just going to be sharing with you like how I've been coping and just how it's been going. And you can probably sense already that I have not been feeling well and it's been tough. It's honestly hard for me to even talk right now. I feel like out of breath and just like, I just feel horrible. And I don't even know if I've ever done a pregnancy update at this point in my pregnancy because I'm normally feeling so horrible that I just cannot bring myself to like get in front of a camera and talk about it. But since I am doing some things, I feel better than I normally would feel. And I'm also just pushing through because I do have a cleaning channel and that is my job. And so I can't just quit that. It's not like a hobby or something. So I have to keep going. You know, pregnant women can't just quit their jobs, you know, usually because they have, you know, because they feel terrible and they're sick. So anyway, we're going to get into all of that. If you are new here, hello, my name is Madison. I am a mom of 3 boys, ages 12, 4, and I think he's 19 months now, probably about 19 months. And then I am pregnant. We don't know the gender yet. And I am currently like 7 weeks and a few days, but I'm going to be talking about weeks 5 and 6 in this video. So I have some notes on my trusty phone, so I will be looking at my phone to reference back to those. But the first thing I thought I would mention is like when the nausea started, because for me, I feel like that's an important thing when you're pregnant, because even though, first of all, it's miserable. I always find out I'm pregnant, not always, but since I've started trying for babies, I have found out that I'm pregnant pretty early. I always test like 6 or 7 days, like 8 or 9 DPO, like super duper early, 6 or 7 days before my missed period. So I usually do have a little bit of time, this like honeymoon period before the terrible nausea hits. But then it's like, you know, you don't want to feel horrible and you hope that maybe this pregnancy you'll just miraculously feel better. I hear that as you get older, sometimes you feel better. Like my mom had 5 kids, 5 girls. I was the 4th. And my 3 older sisters, she was younger, like in her 20s. But then me, she was like 36. And with my little sister, she was actually like 40 or 41. So with my 3 older sisters, she was very, very sick in her 20s. But then when she had me in her mid 30s and then my sister in her early 40s, she was not sick at all, like nausea wise, though she did say that having a baby in her 40s like almost killed her. But anyway, I think, you know, she's kind of exaggerating, but she's just saying it was tough. But yeah, so I was hoping, I'm 30 now, I just turned 30, well, I'm like 30 and a half now, I guess, or something like that. And so I was like, maybe I won't get sick. So there's part of you that's hoping for that, but then the other part of you is like, okay, if I do start to get sick, that's a sign that this is a healthy pregnancy. With my miscarriage that I had last year, I never got sick. I had the miscarriage at like 6 weeks and a few days, something like that. And I never got like any nausea really. I mean, I had nausea, but it was very, very minimal. I never got like hit with the major nausea. And I knew that was a little bit weird. I was just hoping this was a miracle pregnancy that I didn't have nausea, but I knew that with my 3rd son, I started getting nausea around 6 weeks and that it hit me like a ton of bricks. So then with this pregnancy, it was actually at 5 weeks. So I have the exact days. So at 5 weeks and 3 days, I have slight nausea, more than like in the early days, like when I was like, am I pregnant? You know, like really early days, I would have slight nausea. This was more than that, but still not that bad at 5 weeks and 3 days. I have breast pain. Then which I don't have terrible breast pain. I've heard some women say it's like they can't even wear a bra. It hurts so bad. And that's never been the case for me. It's always just like slight twinges here or there. 5 weeks and 4 days though, so 1 day later, major nausea began. So that's when it hit me, more breast pain. Then 5 weeks, 6 days, I wrote similar to before miscarriage symptoms, which is interesting. I don't remember feeling that way. I also wrote major nausea. I think I was a little bit just like paranoid around that time, you know, because of my last pregnancy ending in miscarriage. I think I was just paranoid. But I think I was having some anxiety, and I had a lot of anxiety. Oh, I think it was I couldn't sleep the night before, and that happened before my miscarriage. Like, I was having terrible anxiety and couldn't sleep the night before. The next day I was still feeling terribly anxious, and then the miscarriage started. So maybe that was some of it, but I haven't had a miscarriage. Things are good so far. Major nausea. I wrote weight is the same at 5 weeks pregnant. As I mentioned, my weight in my 4th pregnancy, 4-week pregnancy update. I am going to be sharing my weight like as it changes and stuff, just because it's a struggle for me with gaining weight with pregnancy. And I think it's just good to share with you guys because some of you guys may struggle with it, and I'll share what I'm doing to try to like not gain too much weight and what I'm doing that's hurting myself and stuff like that. So not wanting coffee as much, is still true. Because of the nausea, I have not had coffee, which I almost feel like it's a good thing. Like, it's my body kind of being like, you know, because I was drinking a lot of coffee before I got pregnant. And I knew it was a little bit too much. So once I got pregnant, I would cut it down to like 1 or 2, probably 2 cups of coffee a day. But I even felt like that was a bit much. I know you're allowed to have coffee when you're pregnant, but I don't know. Sorry, I'm so nauseous. But I felt like that was a bit much. So I don't know. I'm kind of glad that I'm off my coffee right now. I can't even drink my LaCroix though, you guys, which is kind of good too in a way, because I was like super addicted to my LaCroix. So like, it's sparkling water and I would just like drink a ton a day. Oh, you scared me, buddy.
Mama.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes Hello Neighbor has his baby in his closet sometimes, so you need to take care of it and it won't catch you. Oh. So you need to find it. Okay. You need to find a closet.
Okay.
Because he hides his baby in there, so you won't.
Hey, after I'm done filming this, you want me to read you some stories?
Mama, but these seasons are too spooky.
Oh, you want me to change it to something else?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sorry, I'm out of breath now because I had to run upstairs and get my son situated. But what was I saying? So, I'm not super tired yet, but slightly is what I put at 5 weeks. And I would say that's the same for 6 weeks and now into 7 weeks. There was a day when the medicine made me really tired that I'm taking, which I'll talk about that once I get to 6 weeks pregnant. But, oh, and I should show you guys my ultrasound because I did have my first appointment already. So I'll talk about that once I get to 6 weeks and I'll show you the ultrasound. But, so I feel tired a little bit, but not as extreme, I feel like, in previous pregnancies. I never, like in previous pregnancies, I would try to sit down and watch a show, which I guess I even still do occasionally. Like yesterday, I was not feeling well at all. So during the day, I was just taking care of my kids. We were just like cuddling on the couch, watching Mickey Mouse Roadsters, and like, that's all we did all day yesterday. I've actually had a much more and then I had a productive nighttime because I tend to feel better in the night. And so I try to get a lot more things done, like my work and stuff in the night. However, with my cleaning channel, I think lighting, like natural light, looks better for my videos. So I don't know, it's tough, but I do feel better at night. Not 100%. It's definitely all day sickness. I never feel like myself again all of a sudden. But I definitely feel better at night, which is nice because then I can get more things done. But yeah, I'm not super tired, which is interesting. Oh, I did get my first baby purchase, so I thought I would show you guys that because I think it's really cute. Let me grab it. Okay, I'm going to be out of breath again because I just had to run upstairs to get this, but I really wanted to show you guys. So, and I got the ultrasound too. So it's by Baby Bjorn. I think that's how you say it. It is from Nordstrom online, but it's so cute, you guys. So there's obviously like straps and stuff, but this is just the part that will hook to you. But isn't that cute? So it's a little baby carrier. It's leopard print, which I feel like since I'm the one wearing the baby carrier, this can be for a boy or girl. It's not like it's pink or something. I'd say leopard print. Like I wouldn't put, well, maybe if I was trying to like make him look like a, I don't know, maybe you could make leopard print look boyish. I don't know. That's the hard part about boys. You probably would not even be able to find leopard print in like clothing that's more geared towards boys. You know what I mean? It probably have frills and lace and stuff on it or something, because boy clothing is just so bland, and it's just, guys, I am a 3-time boy mama. Boy clothes are the worst. Like, I'm just sick of them. I'm sorry. You can try to claim, oh no, boy clothes can be cute. I'm sorry. I'm over that. Have 3 boys and then come around and tell me whether you still think boy clothes can be cute. I mean, they can slightly, you know what I mean? But like, let's be real. Girl clothes are so much cuter. So anyway, I'm just about being real. Okay, guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So anyway, since this is our 4th baby, we don't need a ton of like the practical things. Like we have a changing table, we have a crib, we have a stroller, we have a car seat. Like there's not a ton of things that we will need for this baby. Now, of course, if it's a girl, you better believe there's going to be some like major like girl clothing hauls, which I can't even think about that. I like when I pass girl clothes like in Target or something, I purposely try to not look at them. And if I accidentally see them, it like just brings me so much sadness and makes me want to cry. So I try to avoid them. But anyway, this is happy. Let's not get on a sad note. I think this is super cute and happy, and I can totally see myself carrying my sweet baby around in that. So that is a fun and exciting thing that the first purchase and the only purchase so far for this baby. For other symptoms, still the dreams, like the nightmares every single night. It's either a nightmare or just like a very vivid, like just too vivid dream. And I'm just kind of like over it. I'm just like sick of every single night having these like intense dreams. Like it's exhausting, you know? So I'm over the dreams. One thing that's like major TMI is like extra cervical mucus. You definitely have that when you're pregnant. So if that's happening to you, don't worry, that's normal. Oh, I have a UTI. I just got a call from my doctor and I was like, why is my doctor calling? And it was the nurse. And she told me that I have a UTI, which is weird because I have no symptoms, but I guess you can have a UTI and no symptoms. I had one a few months ago, which I think I shared with you guys because it happened when we were trying, like right before we were supposed to start trying. So then we really didn't get to try that much that month when we were trying to conceive. So maybe it just didn't fully go away. I don't know. But back then when I had it, I had major symptoms and felt horrible. So anyway, she called in some antibiotics for me because I guess when you're pregnant, you don't want to be having like UTIs or any kind of infections or whatever. So I was glad they got that from my blood that they drew from me. So, which I guess is good that I went in at 6 weeks. So I guess we'll just get to that. Oh, one other thing, cravings. So I am not someone that has like certain cravings, like, oh, I have to have pickles or I have to have this, but I do like just want comfort food because I don't feel good, and food that's been like kind of an issue for me is that like food is like comforting to me. So I definitely want comfort food, and no matter how sick I am, I still eat. It's so annoying. All these people that are like so sick and they're like, I can't eat, and like I lost weight in the first trimester and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I wish I would lose weight in the first trimester. I'm trying to at least not gain weight in the first trimester. But anyway, unnecessarily, you know, but because I feel so horrible and I just want to eat whatever I want to eat. But as far as drinks, like I have been drinking apple juice. That's like one of the only things that sounds good. Apple juice, lemonade, a Powerade slush, a cherry Powerade slush. I actually have one over there that I'm drinking. That, like when I was super sick before I had any medicine to help me or anything, I randomly texted my husband to pick me up an icy from a gas station because I just randomly was craving an icy, and he was like, I don't think they're doing that right now. Like those things are probably closed right now because of, you know, the world as it is right now. But he was like, what about Sonic? And I was like, yes, that actually sounds way better than a gas station icy. So I got a cherry slush and I also got a blast. So you wonder why I gained weight during this time. But I think I got like an Oreo blast, but it was very good and definitely made me feel better. But yeah, so I feel thirsty because it's kind of hard for me to drink anything. Like I have to just drink things that sound good. I do drink water like in the morning, but I can't drink very much of it, just a little bit. And I have had a couple of my LaCroix because I still have like a fridge full because I used to drink a ton of them all the time. So I do have a few of those every once in a while, but I just don't really, they don't sound good for some reason, which I thought they would be good, you know, because they're like sparkling. I thought they might help during this time, but no, I have not wanted them. So yeah. Okay, so that was week 5. Then let's move on to week 6. So week 6, I started to have terrible nausea like the day before, you know, week 6 in week 5. And then week 6, my weeks changed on a Saturday. So on week 6, that Saturday and Sunday, I was the worst. I was posting this about it on my Instagram. I also showed that baby carrier already on my Instagram, so definitely follow me on there if you want like daily updates and stuff. But yeah, I was talking about it on my Instagram. I was just like taking pictures of like my TV and my blankets, and like I could not get out of bed. Luckily it happened on a weekend, so my husband was home and he was so kind. He took care of the kids, he took care of me, but I did not get out of bed, you guys, all weekend long. I threw up, which I don't think with my last 2 pregnancies I ever threw up. I just felt terribly nauseous, but I never felt like I had to throw up. Like I'm the type of person where if I don't have to throw up, I'm not going to, you know, I'm not like terrified. Some people have like a fear of throwing up, and I'm not that type of person, but I just don't enjoy it. So like I could probably throw up right now if I really wanted to, but I don't want to. But with my first baby and then now with this 4th baby, I had to throw up. Like it was just coming. And a lot of times it would just be like bile because I hadn't eaten much at that point. So, but then what I would do is I would throw up and then I would eat. That was the only way that I could eat. And one other cravings, I requested some random things during that time. That weekend was when I got the Sonic, you know, blast and frost or slushy. And then I also requested a potbelly soup. So the first one was broccoli cheddar soup or whatever, which classic, great. But then, which now I actually want it, thinking about it, I got a chicken pot pie soup from Potbelly. I was just like looking up, we have a Potbelly near us that has a drive-through. I was just wanting soup and I was looking it up and I was like, oh, chicken pot pie soup. I've never had that before. Really good. Really, really good. So anyway, had that. So I would eat over the weekend, but it was just like soups or drinks, and then I was throwing up and just couldn't get out of bed, feeling horrible. But I knew that my appointment was on Monday. So I was 6 weeks on that Saturday. My appointment was on a Monday. So I was like telling myself like, I'm going to get the medicine. I've never taken anything for all 3 of my pregnancies that resulted in a baby. I had terrible, terrible nausea, but never took any medication for it. I think I was a little bit fearful of it. I didn't want to take anything that would harm my baby, but then I just thought, oh, this will end. I'll just get through it. But this time, before we even started trying, my husband and I agreed that I would take some kind of safe medication because I have to work. I have 3 kids now. Like, there are a lot of things I have to do, and I just can't be like debilitatingly sick all the time. So my husband took care of me that weekend, and then my sister, I think it was my sister, or maybe it ended up being my husband. I think my sister, who she's been awesome helping me out when she can, but one of her kids was like exposed to you know what, and so she was like quarantining in her room, but you know, she was like, probably shouldn't watch your kids. So my husband ended up like going into work late that day, and so he watched the kids while I went to my appointment. So luckily we were able to do that because I just needed to get into my appointment and talk to my doctor. And I really liked my doctor going through my miscarriage. She was super supportive. She called me over the weekend to tell me my levels, and I talked to her about multiple C-sections, and she was my first time seeing her. I talked about this in my last update, how I've been through multiple doctors. Never had the same doctor once, because I'm just never with each baby, because I've never found one that I just love and want to stick with. The main thing though with this doctor is I knew I wanted it to be close by, because with my last pregnancy, I went all the way out to the Woodlands because I was just trying to find a doctor I really liked, and I heard a lot of good things about this office, which it is a great office, and the doctor was fine, like I didn't dislike him, but there was nothing special enough about him that made me still want to drive all that ways, and really, I don't have the time for that. I am too busy taking care of my 3 kids and running my, cleaning channel and all of that to drive all the way out to the Woodlands, and then getting the babysitting. So, okay. So you are probably like, the Woodlands? What is that? So that's just a town that I live near. And it's definitely a drive. And so it adds into the time that it takes. And if I had had that appointment, that far away, and my husband was going into work late, it wouldn't have worked. But with this new doctor, she's super close by, so it's not that far of a drive, probably like 15 minutes to get to her office. So it's not, that difficult. And they do draw your blood in their office. That was one thing that was important to me, because with my second child, I've had a lot of kids now. I had to go to Quest Diagnostics each time. So you would go to the doctor, and then they would make you drive to Quest to get your blood drawn. You get your blood drawn a lot during pregnancy. So that just takes more time too, that I just don't have. And so that was another good thing about this doctor. Close by, very close by, like not a high traffic-y area to get to them, which is good. And then the easy to get the blood drawn and stuff like that. The one thing though is, I guess, with the 20-week ultrasound, and I'm wondering if there are more. So far it's just the 20-week ultrasound. They want you to go somewhere else, and they have 2 different offices. One of them, they're both like equally distanced away from me, but one of them is a little bit more traffic-y area to get to. So that area is the one that has the ultrasound near it. So that was a little bit annoying, but it's just one ultrasound, so I'll just figure it out for that. You can't make everything perfect, but for the most part, that's good. But, and then how she acted, I was like, oh my gosh, finally I have found a doctor. Like during my miscarriage, she was amazing. So I was like so excited. Well, then I go in, I've spent, which she doesn't really probably totally understand this. I don't know if I made this clear to her. I tried to, maybe a little too forcefully, try to make it clear to her. But I had spent the whole weekend in bed. I had felt horrible. And I was like, I just need some relief, So I told her, like, I need some kind of medication. Stat. Like, I need this, please. And so then she's going to like prescribe me promethazine, which she's like, and it'll make you sleepy. And I was like, no, like that's not what I want. And I was like, I want something like Diglexis. Although I know, because I've seen on YouTube other women talk about it, that Diglexis is not covered. So I want something like it, like maybe Bone-Gesta. And so she did not mention any of those medications. I had to mention them. She mentioned Zofran, and she said that she doesn't want to do Zofran, and that it can cause like birth defects, like cleft lip, stuff like that. She says sometimes babies are fine, but sometimes they're not, which my wonderful friends on Instagram, which some of you guys may be them, thank you guys so much. Whenever I ask questions and you guys give me advice, y'all have been so helpful during this time. I appreciate you so much. So a few of you have said, yeah, I use Zofran and I was fine. And I've seen a girl on YouTube who's recently pregnant, took Zofran, and she hasn't had her baby yet, but I assume her baby will be fine. So, but anyway, my doctor's against Zofran, which I'm not opposed to that. If she feels like there's something wrong with it, like I'm okay with not doing Zofran, but give me another option that's not just going to make me super sleepy, because what's the point? I can't be sleeping all the time and I can't be sick all the time, like if I want to be functioning. And I feel like women should have another option. You know what I mean? Like I feel like pregnant women are just not thought about. Like the fact that Diglexis is not covered is crazy to me. And the fact that doctors don't try to come up with solutions, like she could have at least told me we'll take B6 and Unisom, which that is another thing. So guys, okay, this is like my advice for nausea. I want to give you guys my advice. because I feel like it wasn't, I mean, it was given to me. This came from other people. So it was given to me, but not from a doctor. I had to seek it out. So, this is what you need to do. So, I have not personally taken just B6 and Unisom. Unisom is like a sleeping pill. So, what my best friend did is she said she would take it at night, but that didn't really offer her much relief. So then she would wake up early in the morning and take it, nap, and then she'd feel better, like wake up super early before her kid woke up. So that's what she would do. So if, you know, that's what you're going to do, that could help. What I am doing so far is, since my doctor did prescribe Diglexis, even though I told her it wouldn't be covered, of course I get to the pharmacy and they're like, it's not covered. And I'm like, great. Oh, since we're talking about my appointment, I guess I'll show you guys. This is the ultrasound of the baby. Can't really see anything, but there is only one baby in there. I'm always hoping for two. My husband laughs because it's like, he's not hoping for two ever. He's like not rooting for it, and I am rooting for it. And I think I even said it to my mother-in-law, and she laughs like, who wishes for twins? I do. I wish for twins. I think it would be so cute. But anyway, one baby, and they saw the heartbeat. So that was very good news. I was very happy about that. She said my uterus looked great. So everything with that looked really good. She didn't mention, like, she was like, are you sure of the date of your last period? That's all she said. And I was like, yeah, like I'm 100% sure. I've been tracking this. Like, I know the first day of my last period, 100%. I even know, like, when I ovulated. And I did tell her I'm a later ovulator. That sounds funny. But I do ovulate later. And so that could make the baby, you know, a little bit less far along. But she didn't say anything else. And I think we started talking about something else. But on here, it says 6 weeks and 0 days, and then it says 6 weeks and 2 days. So according to my dates, I would have been 6 weeks and 2 days at this point. But then maybe it was measuring 6 weeks and 0 days. So 2 days off, I don't think that's a big deal. I'm not too worried about it because I've been feeling horribly sick. She saw a heartbeat, so I think everything is okay. But I just think it's interesting she asked me that and then she didn't really elaborate. So I don't know, but I was probably too busy worrying about being sick. So anyway, so that part went well. And they drew blood and everything while I was there. That went well too. But yeah, so, she prescribes me, she tells me she can't go ahead and prescribe Bonjesta, which I was hoping maybe Bonjesta would be covered because it's the newer drug. She says she can't prescribe me that first because usually insurance wants you to at least try Diglexis first, which did make sense to me because I'm like, if they don't cover it, they don't cover it. But I was like, okay, fine. So I get to Walgreens and what do you know? It's not covered. So then I have to call the doctor's office, you know, and I'm feeling horrible. The nurse calls back and she's like, I don't know why you were prescribed Diglexis because that's not covered by insurance. Like no insurance covers that. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I told the doctor that. And I straight up said that to her. I was like, yeah, I told the doctor that, but she still wanted to prescribe me it. I'm not sure why. So, anyway, so she tried prescribing me Bonjesta, but she didn't know if that would be covered either. And I was like asking the nurse, do you have any options, any ideas? Nothing, nada. So no ideas from the doctor, no ideas from the nurse of what to do about this terrible nausea. So I go to try to pick up Bonjesta, not covered. And it's like $700, you know, for these medicines. So then, big lifesaver, my sister-in-law told my husband that you can go on goodrx.com, which guys, definitely check this out if you have any medicine that's not covered or if you don't have insurance or whatever. Check this website out because it brought it down, and now there are different pharmacies that take different, like the coupon is lower. So at the HEB pharmacy, it was the lowest. It was $50 for 30 pills instead of like $200 or something for 30 pills. And then at Walgreens, it was $75. So I went ahead and just purchased it at Walgreens, and then I called and had my doctor switch the prescription to HEB. So that, which HEB doesn't have a drive-through. So I'm like, keep all the rest of my medicine at Walgreens, but just move the Diglexis to HEB. So anyway, the problem though is $50 is a lot, I think, for a month. You would think 30 days, a month. No, it's so the pills, you need to take at least 2 at night. So that brings it up to 100 a month. And then it says to take 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. So that would be like 200 a month. Not gonna happen. I mean, if it had to happen, it would happen because I'm that sick. But, so what I started off doing is I tried just taking 2 at night. And that wasn't really working. It was doing like nothing. And then I started taking 1 in the morning. But then I would feel really tired and I would want to take a nap. And I actually did take a nap one day. And I'm not a great napper. Like, I'm not someone who can just take a 30-minute nap. It ends up being like 2 hours, which is why I never nap. So, that's just not going to work for me because I have to work. So then I decided one day, okay, I'm just going to take the 2 at night and not the 1 in the morning. So I did that and I ended up waking up feeling awesome. Like, not 100%, not myself, not human again, but just being able to function and get out of bed and not needing to sleep. So I was like, okay, great. Well, then this past weekend, I felt horrible again. Horrible. And my husband, I got out of bed, but he still did a lot for the kids and I didn't work. I had been super busy the few days before with work, so I was able to take the weekend off, but I rarely do that because I'm just so busy. But like, I have needed to rest and I have had to tell myself, like, you're gonna work because you have to work, but then you're also not, like, this is not a time that you're gonna just be like working nonstop, you know? So anyway, I allowed myself the weekend off and I felt horrible. Well, then my husband was like, on Sunday, was like, just take another pill, you know, like, it's okay. I don't care how much money it costs. Like, just take another one. So I did. And I almost instantly started feeling better. And so what I've realized is, 1, I think it takes a little bit to get into your system, the dialysis, so give it a few days. 2, I need to have at least 3 pills in me to like really feel a lot better, or else after a few days I'll start to not feel good again. But it doesn't make me super tired anymore. Like, I took 1 today, I don't feel tired like during the day. Even at night when I take 2, I don't just like pass out or anything. I stay up my normal amount that I would stay up pre-pregnancy. So, I don't know if my body's just gotten used to it and it just doesn't make me as tired anymore. You know, I know with some sleeping aids, they make you like, they work at first and you feel really tired and you can go to sleep. But then after a while, your body just gets used to them or something. So maybe that's the case, which in this case is good because I'm not looking for this for sleep, you know. So, I think I have figured out the combination that works for me. Of course, it's going to be like $150 a month for this medicine, which is crazy, but hopefully it's only for like a few months. We'll just see how long this nausea lasts. But at least I have found something that is somewhat working for me. It's still an ongoing process. Like, today's only Tuesday, and that me feeling super sick was just this past weekend. So, and like figuring out that I just have to take 3 pills and stuff. So anyway, I've been talking about this for a long time, but I just feel like it's so important. So, you just basically, my point is, you don't have to suffer. There are things you can do. So anyway, I need to wrap this up because this video is probably super long. So I think that's about it. My next appointment is in like 2 or 3 weeks. I think it's 3 weeks. It was like 4 weeks from my 6-week appointment. They want to see me next. And they called me about that UTI today, but so I got that. I'm on antibiotics now for that. But yeah, I think that is about it. I just want to feel like myself again. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to be me again. And that's just the hardest part about pregnancy. I feel like having the baby is just so much better. No matter what stage of life the baby is in, it's just so much better than when you're sick, like, and just not 100% you. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful for some of you that have had this pregnancy nausea and it's debilitating. I hope that it helped you in some way. And I'm going to call it for this pregnancy update. And hopefully I'll do a 7-week update, or maybe I'll combine, like, do it again, like 7 and 8 week update or something like that. But definitely let me know if you enjoy these videos, so I'll keep making them. Give them a thumbs up. That will let me know you enjoy them and it helps out my channel. Subscribe if you're new and click the bell to be notified when I post new videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye.